Hey guys, it's Asif at ThinkAsif.ca, and today we have Chris Chetty from Integrity Mortgage Solutions with us. He's going to be asking me a variety of questions that he's been receiving from the public, things that I guess people just want to know. So I'm going to hand it over to Chris. Chris will ask me a few questions, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. So, Chris,
appreciate the introduction. Thank you very much for having me.
No problem.
I think I want to ask you a couple of questions just based on what is coming from the general public's perception. So I'll start with this. First, for brokers, people with bad credit, are those the only types of people that need brokers?
Actually, the common misconception out there is that if you have bad credit, that's the only way you go to a broker, only reason why. But the truth is you can go to a broker for A lending, like going to a bank, alternative lending if you do have bruised credit or unverifiable income or difficult to verify, or you could go to a broker for private lending as well. So it's not strictly just for the bad credit. That used to be the case. Where if you had bad credit, you go to a broker, but if you had A credit, you go to a bank. So that is an old way of thinking, not the way it is today.
I see. Yeah. And that actually leads me into my second question. Mm-hmm. So we all have relationships with our banks, whoever we bank with. So, everyone thinks that, okay, maybe that should be the first option that I go to when I want to look to getting a mortgage, right?
Okay.
So talk to me a little bit about what's the difference between why use a broker versus, like a bank.
Okay. So there are a variety of reasons. First of all, let's put things into perspective. If I worked at a bank and I'm a personal banker, let's call it the blue bank. I don't want to start calling names,
right?
But let's say the blue bank. I can only sell you blue bank products. Okay. I can't sell you what the red or the green or what the orange bank sells. I can only sell you the blue bank. But what if that isn't the best product for you? Right? So that's one reason why I would say go to a broker, because a broker has options. They can go to multiple lenders and get different scenarios or products for you, right? Okay. The other thing is, let's put things in perspective with regards to who's doing that transaction for you.
Right.
If you walked into a bank, you're sitting with a personal banker. Let's put aside the mortgage specialists at the bank because they're trained and they know what they're doing. But if you go to a personal banker, typically they're young, right? You're average. I'm not saying all, but in general, they're young.
Right.
They only have so much experience with the home buying process or understanding mortgages and finance. In addition to that, they're only trained so much on that product. If I'm a personal banker at a bank, my compensation is typically salary. And I'm rewarded for bringing in GICs, mutual funds, bank accounts, deposits, and stuff like that. I'm not rewarded as much for putting out mortgage products or loans or visas and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's the money in that makes them or compensates them well.
Sure.
Right? So how much training do you think they're going to spend on a mortgage? How much time are they going to invest on learning that sort of thing?
Because that's just one of the things in their portfolio to manage.
Exactly. And the reality is there's more paperwork for a mortgage than there is to open a bank account. So if I'm going to get paid more or rewarded for opening a bank account, how much energy am I going to invest into a mortgage that requires stacks of paper? Right?
Sure.
And then, so I'm a personal banker at the bank. Chances are I got into that job to take the next step in life, to move up to a higher level or to get into the corporate world. So chances are I'm only going to invest so much time into this because I'm moving on as soon as I can.
Gotcha.
Right? So that is another reason why go to a broker, or even a mortgage specialist. I'm not going to knock the banks on that. Their mortgage specialists are skilled. They know what they're talking about, but they're limited to what they can sell. A broker can sell you all products.
Gotcha. And thank you for the clarification on that. Last question I have for you is does the general public have to always pay fees with a broker?
No, that's a misconception. Brokers will charge fees only if the lender isn't paying them. Now, in the A space, so if you're going to a bank, the lenders pay the brokers. So you shouldn't be paying fees to a broker if you're qualified as an A lending client. So if you have verifiable income and good credit and the ratios all work, well, the lender who's giving the money will pay the broker. Only if you're in the alternative space, so you have unverifiable credit or difficult to verify, or you have bruised credit, and you're in the alternative space, or if you're
Like
even
B-lending
the private, that's
right.
the B-lending side, or the private space,
Sure.
that's when you start getting into fees. But that is only in that space. If someone's charging you and you're in the A space, I would question, something doesn't add up.
Okay.
Right? So you don't actually have to pay fees all the time, and you can still get lots of great service and options from a broker to take you to an A lender.
Right.
But no, you shouldn't be paying fees for that stuff.
Noted. That's good.
So, any other questions that you can think of?
You know what? You've answered, I think, some of the more pressing questions that I feel that we're facing a lot as we're speaking to people and engaging with people out there. So thank you for that. And I'm sure I'm going to run into some more questions in the near future.
As you get them, let me know.
Absolutely.
Guys, that's all we have time for today, but thank you. And we'll be back.